Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to part 39 of Aokana,蒼の彼方のフォーリズム. Last time we started finishing off the training sessions and getting things ready for the tournament. Well, I say last time, but it's more like the last section we did. Then we had change in chapter and we started, well, before then we had a little comedy funny thing about how SunaeVN is talking to Shindo about the whole seaweed, and it was a funny story. So we started, now we are at the tournament itself. Not the music I would expect going into this, but obviously that's what they're talking about right now anyway. So the key points that we got from last time was they're at the tournament. They know who they're fighting against, the 4 players. We met up with Shirase again. We also had a talk with Hosaka, I think was her name. Hosaka, yeah, Minori Hosaka. And then we also saw that masked stranger. Apparently Shirase might know of, but we don't know yet. But it's gonna be interesting. I actually can't wait to see how this is gonna go. So I don't know who's gonna go first and who's gonna go second, third, and fourth, but we know Misaki is going up against Harika, and if she wins that match and the next one, or just that one, not sure, she'll be up against Shindo as well, which is gonna be really interesting to see their rematch. Secondly, Mashiro is up against SunaeVN, another interesting match. Don't think it's going to be easy for Mashiro, but it will be interesting nonetheless. The other 2 matches between Shion and Asuka, we don't know who they are, but we do know what school they are. We know them at the school as Kairyō Academy. I think it was Academy. Anyway, the people we know that go to Kairyō is the silver-haired girl, the so-called genius, from what I can gather. And I feel like Mashiro's friend and her senpai go to it, but those 2 might go to a different school. Not too sure. I don't think they mentioned the school name at that time. So we know Shion is going up against a 2nd year, and Asuka is going up against a 1st year. Other than that, we don't know much, but it will be interesting to see. Yeah, let's just see how this is gonna go.
白瀬さんは大勢の人に FC の素晴らしさを広めているわけですね。アスカは素直だな。私にはただ抜け目ないだけに見えるけど。
我が店の売り上げは君たちがどれだけ観客のハートをつかむ派手な試合ができるかにかかってるわけだ。
Yeah, that is understandable. Like if you see something that seems enjoyable, seems fun, you'd want to try it yourself. This isn't Pro FC, so don't expect much from us.
そう言わずにド派手な試合を頼むよ。じゃあ頑張ってね。
Shirase-san? I follow after him after he walks away.
どうかした？
I know you're busy with your stall, but can you please come watch our matches?
別にいいけど、どうして？
I want to hear what you think of each of them. That'll help me design custom training regimens for them after the tournament. I was gonna say something about how it's his job to be doing that, but I mean, obviously I can understand getting other opinions, making sure it's alright and correct from somebody who knows the sport.
わかった。でも俺の意見って厳しかったりするかもよ。
I think that's a good thing to do, to be. Don't skirt around things like this. More than fun. That's exactly what I want.
じゃあしっかり見させてもらうよ。
Thanks. Shirase-san waves his hand casually and walks off towards his stall. I wonder what he'll think of Asuka and Misaki. Because all he's seen of them has been just practicing to fall, not about the flying itself. They're both pretty talented in their own ways, which makes me think flying circus suits them well. But unfortunately, I'm not sure how to best coach them. Misaki-san's is easy to read, but Asuka's is hard to grasp. So maybe Shirase-san can offer some sound advice. Arika, is this her friend?
この声は
I can't remember her voice and name, unfortunately. Doesn't remember her nickname. Yeah, it is.
真白だ。やあやあ、本当にやってんだな FC。もうテンション高いわね。
Okoze, right? Yeah, this is definitely Mashiro's childhood friend. Haven't seen her in a while.
で、わざわざ何の用なのよ、アリカ。ご挨拶だな、マシロ。改めて宣戦布告に来てやったのに。宣戦布告？ 5月のあの日、お前がこの大会に出るって聞いてから、ずっとお前と戦うのを楽しみにしてきたんだ。
I wouldn't really say it's good to wage war against somebody you're not too sure if you'll fight up against. Or even if you were to go up against them later on, you're expecting them to win as well.
わかるか？私のこの格好。ってあんたそれってまさか。そうだ、レギュラーになってきた。
I was wondering what she was talking about, but she probably goes to a school then that has a lot of flying circus members as well then. I'm just thinking because obviously the word they use in Japanese here was regular, which refers to someone who's, as it says, a starter, the people who are on the main team. So I can understand usage of that. Town no school is, what is she Cairo? Wow. Okoze's school, Shito Sui-san, is one of the best in the area. Okay, so that's the school. Different one. They rank either 2nd or 3rd in overall flying circus skill. So it's Fujisaki, I think it's Fujisaki, I keep forgetting that school's name, Rika and Shindo's school. If I recall they were ranked 1st in the area. Then I guess it would be then Shito Sui-san. Okay. Competition would have been fierce, but she still somehow managed to claim one of the top spots. Incredible. Okay, so she's got power, ability. Of course, it's acting like it's no big deal, but she must have worked her ass off to get that good.
どうしてもマシロとトーナメントでやりたかったからな。あんたってこういうことになるとほんと見境なしね。どんだけ私のこと嫌いなのよ。嬉しいか？鬱陶しい。あとめんどくさい。お前、それが今日まで必死に頑張ってきた幼なじみにかける言葉か？私には関係ないし。それとこのトーナメント表は何なんだ？これじゃあ試合できるのは決勝戦じゃないか。絶対に勝ち残れよ。私も残るから。
That's asking a bit too much.
それ 絶対に無理。
最初から諦めるなバカ。正直私も無理だとは思うけど、言うだけは言えよ。
どうしてそんな無意味なこと言わないといけないの？
きっと神様が私たちの対戦はまだ早いって思ったんだ。でもそれは今回までだ。秋の大会では絶対に当たるようにしておけや。
I already know fall meaning autumn or because obviously different places use different terms for it, but just wanted to make sure that some people knew about that.
私じゃなくてトーナメントを作ってる人に言ってよ。
秋に対戦できなかったら路上ででも勝負を挑むぞ。
そんなことされたら絶対に警察へ電話する。不審者に絡まれてますって。
Despite her objections, Masha looks pretty happy. I suppose that's just how childhood friends are. Unless I'm misinterpreting something anyway.
ああ、誰かと思ったらマグロちゃんだ。
So she knows, what are they calling her? Sorry, Arika. I don't want to keep using that name. I want to use name. Arika, okay.
マグロって呼ぶな。
Misaki's timing is impeccable. She chimed in just in time to make Okoze blow up on her. Okoze doesn't understand Mashiro and Misaki's relationship, and as a result, she sees Misaki as a threat. To make matters worse, Misaki tends to tease Okoze whenever they meet, which keeps them from resolving the issues. I guess I should just keep watching for now.
だいたい私何も変わってないしですし、飛沢先輩は今まで私をどこで判別していたと？せめて何か言わないものですか？
So I don't know why they changed this about her, but all she did was like, it's almost like she's just smiling and that's it. And then here,
せめて何か言わないものですか？
and it's just she's just asking for her to say something. Anyway,
ちょっと昔から一方的に美咲先輩に突っかからないでって言ってるでしょ。あと何その微妙な敬語は。
so where did she say please? Sorry, I missed it. Oh yeah, okay. So let me just say that again, because here, Masha is talking about Kengo, which is the formality. So I just want to hear it again.
せめて何か言わないものですか？
So
ちょっと
sorry.
昔から一方的に美咲先輩に突っかからないでって言ってるでしょ。あと何その微妙な敬語は。
So the only Kego, the formality I can hear is the deska at the end. If you're trying to be informal or aggressive, if you don't like somebody, obviously you're not going to be formal to them. So rather than deska, it would be more like... I'm not good with informal sentence structure. But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, the English is fine as well. The please does sound right.
これは目上の人には敬語を使わないと怒られるから。
怒られるって誰に？
Her senpai probably?
それに私は真城と飛沢先輩のことはもう別に。
何らしくもなくもごもごもじもじしてんのよ。
Oh, what's wrong with her? She's acting like something's stuck in her throat. The only thing I can gather from this is the only problem with your anymore. Her relationship with Misaki? Is there anything I think of? Like her liking her, in a sense? She doesn't have a problem with it because she's in the same boat, in the same situation? That's the only thing I can gather from that, but I might be mistaken.
まあまあ言いづらいことみたいだから最初からゆっくり聞いてみたらいいじゃない。
飛沢先輩、絶対わざと言ってんだろ。私は昔からあんたのそういう人を食ったような態度が。
Yeah, she wasn't. There I caught the end of it. She was like Taido Ka. It's not Taido Deska. No, maybe that's incorrect as well. But her calling Tobisawa Senpai was formal. Referring to her last name with Senpai.
あら、また目上の人に敬語を忘れてるのね。アリカ?
Yep, yeah, it's a senpai, and yeah, she was right. She dropped the formality. Yep. Okay. Misaki's reaction to this is interesting. A nice pair of fair-skinned arms spring out from behind Okoze and wrap themselves around her neck. When I look up, I see a girl who looks rather mature standing behind Okoze. Though maybe I only think that because of their height. I feel like I've seen her before. Oh, she must be the girl who we saw with Okoze back in May. Yeah, she's fallen for him. Well, from the experience I've seen with when girls use One-sama and act like this, it's more, it could obviously be love, but it's also more like huge fans, or you see it a lot in like all girls school, in like anime, manga and things like that.
妹のあなたの失態は姉である私の失態。悲しいわ。スールになってからの私の教育はなかなか実を結んでくれないのね。
姉、妹？これってどういうこと？っていうか、あの人は誰？
I guess she doesn't know him. Her weird part here made me think that she knew her, but I guess not.
美咲先輩は会ったことありませんでしたっけ？アリカの先輩のガネコさんです。ほら、四頭水産 FC 部独特のあれがあるじゃないですか。
Special program.
独特のあれ？
聞いたことあるような。スールだったっけ？女の先輩と後輩で深い絆を作る制度。
Okay. I know they were doing it in this flying circus club where it's good to have a good relationship between the coach and the players to help not have any problems. But then think about old and younger and older, and specifically female students. Well, is this an all-girls school? I can't remember if they mentioned it. I think they did. Maya Ganeko directs a graceful bow at Misaki.
はじめまして。
はじめまして。
She seems a lot like Satoin-san, but with the politeness dialed up to 11. This is weird.
またお会いしましたね。
Yeah, hi. Her long and slender arms appear loving as they wrap around Okoze's neck, but I can't help but think it also kind of looks like a collar. Yeah, from the sounds of it, it does. Maybe that's just because she's turned meek and docile like a tiny kitten.
アリカはいけない子ね。
Okay.
お仕置きだけは、
So she's using the word oshioki, which is punishment, or like It's hard to word this correctly. I guess I can just say punishment. Almost in a physical sense, if you know. She flashes a soft smile as she chuckles.
ダメ。
お姉様のド
Of course, there struggles in an attempt to escape, but it's no use.
安心して、私の可愛いアリカ。大好きなあなたにそんなひどいことはしないから。
I don't think this was what they were like when we first met them. Something must have changed. Ah, that is funny. So this type of flower type thing, you would probably see in most quite often in certain types of scenes. But what makes it funny is what flower is being used. White lilies are referred to, or the Japanese name for white lilies is yuri. So yeah.
お姉様
Of course, his voice is suddenly all soft and sweet. Honestly, I wouldn't have thought that possible mere moments ago. Why do I have heartburn right now?
皆さんとは試合でお会いできればいいですね。
I wonder where they are in the bracket. I actually would love to see like a bracket itself to see where each person would be at. Right. Because obviously, I say obviously, because it doesn't seem like it would be great if they don't. I'm sure someone will be winning their first match. Multiple of them will win their first match. And then next ones they file could possibly be one of these two.
今回でなくても秋の大会もありますし、練習試合だって申し込んでいただいても構いませんから。
Then again, we do have other tournaments to fight them at. Thanks. I'm sure we'll take you up on that offer eventually. I wonder, is everyone at Shito Suisan like them? Guess I'll just have to head there to find out. But yeah, my mouth is so hot. Okoze lets out a sugary voice as she trembles in Ganeko-san's embrace.
もうありかったらどうやら出直した方がいいようですね。
Guess she finally realized that this is pretty damn awkward.
それでは久浜の皆さん、トーナメントのどこかで相まみえることを楽しみにしています。
Okoze composes herself at that exact moment, as if Ganeko-san's words were some cue.
私とぶつかるまで負けるんじゃないぞマシロ。
っていうかあんたさ、今まで私と美咲先輩のことを散々否定しておいて。
Yeah, that's what she was referring to earlier.
じゃあそういうことで。
あ、こら逃げるな。
What should I say? Okoze and Ganeko-san just tore through us like a typhoon, confusing everyone. They're a pretty unique pair, aren't they?
美咲先輩、こうなったからには私たちも負けてられません。負けでいいって、というか勝負してない上に勝負にならない。
向こうはガチっぽかったもんね。
私を偽物みたいに言うのはやめてください。
ああいう世界もあるんですね。ドキドキします。
You might want to reword that sentence, Asuka. Yeah, it's almost like she was interested in that type of genre.
ガネコマユか。
意味ありげにつぶやいてどうした？もしかしてああいう世界に憧れがあるのか？
そんなんじゃないよ。もうどっかで聞いたことがある名前だと思って。
Monica fiddles with her phone for a bit after saying that.
やっぱり今の二人お姉様の方は結構強いよ。
Yeah, she was saying, but in referring between those two, so what'd she say?
やっぱり今の二人お姉様の方は結構強いよ。
The Onesama, which is obviously Kaneko, is quite strong, was really strong.
強いってどういう意味で？夜の方がとか指先のテクニックがとかそういう意味？
Oh, the Japanese one is funny. So yeah, she's saying, oh, what is she strong at night? With her fingers? Or was it?
強いってどういう意味で？夜の方がとか指先のテクニックがとかそういう意味？
Finger techniques and things like that, so yeah. This one, like in Benowat, is similar to the Yoru, the night one, but they didn't add the second part, which was pretty funny. Why would that be on Marika's phone?
いやいや、まどかだって向こう側の人かもしれないし、こっそり私を狙ってるかもしれないし、油断大敵だよ。
Don't start talking about your crackpot theories.
アスカだって私を狙ってるかもしれないし。
くだらないこと言ってないで私の話を聞くように。優勝候補はもちろん進藤さんだけど、金子さんは対抗馬だよ。
Oh, interesting.
へえ、対抗馬か。
どの大会でもベスト4以下ってことはないみたいだよ。進藤さんが出ていない大会じゃ優勝したこともあるし。ああいう雰囲気で弱かったら虚しいですよね。今回のトーナメントじゃ離れてるから当たらないかもだけど、3年生じゃなくて2年生だから、これから先の大会で当たったりすることはあるかもね。
Okay, so she's a second year. Interesting. Just thinking now, so I doubt any of you will face her here, so obviously that's just insinuating that they'll probably lose before they get to her, but or she might lose as well, but yeah.
つまり未来のライバル候補ということですね。
Get on a level before you say that again. That sounded a bit aggressive in the way they worded that. Okay. But I can understand what he's trying to say.
頑張ります。
Gonna be on... Yeah, okay. I noticed a bunch of familiar faces behind Asuka as I watch her nod vigorously. Yep. Takafuji, not Fujisaki. Sorry, I don't know where I get Fujisaki from. Or is that someone's name? Keep saying Fujisaki. I just saw I'm asked Skywalker by accident. I don't know where I got Fujisaki from. Where did I hear that from? Anyway, so Takafuji, Rika, Satsuin, and Shindo. Doesn't seem like they're here to get a look at the bracket. I think they're trying to find a good spot to start warming up. Ah, good morning. They're rivals and they are in battle mode. Shindo-san responds with a silent nod. Ah, I see. Guys, let's head over to the lodge tent. Starting to warm up.
そうした方がいいな。
高藤学園の皆さんとお話ししないんですか？
No. Some of us are facing them in the first round, remember? Talking to your opponents before a match is kinda awkward, don't you think?
そうかもしれません。
You know what I just thought now? It could happen, but something just came to mind now was these types of bracket tournament type things in anime, manga, games, there's quite often there are upsets. And one upset I can see happening is because of that silver-haired girl. Mainly because that school she's in is supposed to be a no-name or a non-competitive team in a sense. But with her in the school, people look down on her, or not look down, but underestimate her. And one of the big names will lose to her. And I'm expecting 3 people who could possibly lose to the silver-haired girl. Ganeko, SunaeVN, or Shindo. Any of those, if they were to lose to her, would be an upset in a sense. Because obviously they are top of the tournament right now. Shindo being number 1, Kaneko rivaling him in number 2, and SunaeVN, who's the vice chairman. I don't know what term they use again. She's second to Shindo in the number 1 school, so she's strong as well, obviously.
私は割とそういうの平気だけどね。
Maybe you don't, but they might. Come on, let's go.
はーい。
Ichinose seems to want to say something, but she holds her tongue. Makes sense, since this isn't exactly the best time to talk. Sure, she can spend plenty of time together after a match, but hanging out and chatting before one just... Wait, sorry? Oh, okay, just before one match. Before one. Just makes things harder for players involved. Sugarcoat it all you want, but at the end of the day, winning is all that matters. Flying circus isn't a combat sport, so people generally don't get injured. But emotional trauma is another story altogether. That is true for him. I see Ichinose open her mouth slightly as she walks by me.
私負けませんから。
Oh, declaration of war in a sense.
はーい。
Misaki doesn't budge an inch as she gives that nonchalant reply. And then...
そういうことを言うものではありませんわ。
Yeah, in a bit. I hear SunaeVN's son scolding Ichinose. However, we all just walk away instead of reacting. Man, I was trying to avoid making things awkward too. Misaki groans unhappily. Don't worry about it. I don't think she is.
気にしてはないけど。マサヤが思っているようなことじゃなくて。
Then what is it?
わかんない。うまく言葉にできないよ。
Saki stares down at her toes as she says that. There's no real routine to follow at the start of a flying circus tournament, so everyone's just scattered around the beach as the opening ceremony begins. The tournament chair begins with a short welcome speech, then proceeds to go over the rules and safety precautions. After finishes, fireworks streak up into the beautiful blue sky and explode with a soft bang. And with that...
本当に始まりましたね。
Since there's a lot of students, a lot of schools and clubs, I'm expecting there to not just be one field but multiple next to each other, so that they can host multiple games at once rather than just have it throughout the whole day. I don't know. Yep. The tournament finally begins. This tournament is supposed to have a grand total of 64 matches. Okay. Yeah, 64 in total. That would take a long time. I can't remember the time limit. Was it 5 minutes? Still, I'm sure there will be far less in the end. People tend to drop out for a variety of reasons, which always cuts down the number significantly. Though, even if they took that into consideration, there would be too many matches for one day. Yeah, And that's why we're only doing the first round today. Oh, okay. I thought it was just a one-day type thing, but it's a multi-day one. The rest of them all take place on the second day. Make sure to watch the schedule closely. You need to start warming up 2 matches early. They are doing it one at a time, okay. I mean, it's not bad. It gets everyone to see the matches as well.
アップをすると疲れちゃうんだよね。
Just trust me, okay? Otherwise you might end up getting knocked out right away. The human body can't just go from 0 to 100 on command.
わかってるって。
はあ、私の場合はせめて試合をしたって実感くらいつかみたいですけどね。
Look, SunaeVN may be good, but she's not unbeatable. I'm gonna do everything in my power to help you pull out a win, so you better do the same. Cool it with a dry laugh, Mashiro. You're already low odds of taking a nosedive. Did she promise Misaki a miracle earlier? What order are we going in?
兄ちゃん、マシロッチ、ミサキ、アスカちゃんの順番だね。
Okay. This gives me an idea. Sorry about that. I forgot. We already seen and mentioned that Misaki and Asuka could go up against each other, so that's why they're at the right hand side, and Shion and Mashiro on the left hand side. So I'm just thinking. Okay, I know Asuka's one opponent is one from Kairyō, and Shion's is from Kairyō, which makes me think Asuka's opponent might actually be the silver-haired girl. Reason why I'm thinking that is Asuka, so it might come to fruition to what I thought earlier. Asuka loses to the silver-haired girl, then Shindo beats Misaki, Shindo loses to silver-haired girl, and then go on from like that. But I don't know, it might be the other way around. Shion's might be the silver-haired girl, and they might fight out in the finals. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see, I've got 30 minutes until Prez's match. Maybe I can use that time to scout out his opponent. Oh. So it might be the silver-haired girl for Shion? I have a strategy meeting with Prez before his match.
Yes!
Because I remember they did say as well that Shion is actually quite strong and he has the potential to win it all as well. So I forgot to mention, he also might be the big upset here. Listen, I don't know anything about this Saki Inui. I think this is her. Name sounds familiar. Usually it's easy enough to find out a person's playstyle by asking around, but my hunt ended in vain. Yep. Only thing I learned is that she transferred into Kairyō Academy from overseas earlier this year, so it is her.
まあ、相手が誰であろうと、俺は俺の戦い方をするだけだ。
Glad to hear your confidence. Anyway, there's something I wanted to hear before this match. I wanted you to hear.
言ってみろ、ひなた。遠慮なく、忌憚なく、容赦なく、快活に言うがいい。
Maybe you should save those lines for the match. Seems like he's ahead already in the game. Well, that's probably a good thing in this case. This stays between us, but I think you're the only one of our club members who has a shot at the title. Prez slowly shifts his gaze upwards after he hears me say that. I'm serious, yeah.
どういうつもりでそんなことを言い出したのか聞こうか。
Misaki probably has a 1% chance of beating Shindo-san. Wow, that's really low. I would have at least put it to... Obviously we don't know how she is lately, but I would have... Because the way they performed last time they fought, I would have at least put it like maybe 10%, 15%. And that's a pretty generous estimate even. Wow, that's a low estimate.
それは俺の場合もほぼ一緒なんじゃないか。
No, you have something she doesn't that could help you crush him. I'd never say this in front of her, and obviously I'll do everything I can to help her beat him, but that's what I truly believe. And she'd never admit it, but I bet even Misaki feels the same. So that's why I believe you have the legit chance of stealing a win. Fact of the matter is, you're probably a below average Skywalker overall, but luckily you have a unique weapon that's hard to counter. And if you can use it right, no one will be able to stop you. His straight flight speed is unparalleled, which makes him hard to beat if he can just reach top speed. And that's something no opponent would ever expect. If he ignores every other aspect of the game, he can reach his second Buri within 30 seconds. And from there he can clear each line within 25 to 30 seconds. That speed of his is comparable to a professional speeder's. Only difference is, actual pros have more to their game than pure speed. In other words, he's basically a glass cannon. What term do they use in Japanese here? Can't read the last kanjis unfortunately, but yeah, okay. And that may have its drawbacks, but it also has its own set of strengths. Sure, he hasn't won anything yet, but I think that can mostly be chalked up to bad luck. A lot of people would probably disagree with me, since most like to say there's no luck involved in sports. But I'm sticking to my guns here. Things could get dicey if your opponent stops you from reaching top speed early.
俺の負けパターンだな。
Basically, yeah. But if you manage to not get shut down on the second line, it'll be hard for anyone to catch you. And that's his one shot of beating any opponent. That's why I think you're the only one of us who could beat Shindo-san. Still a long shot though.
さようか。
Odd. I expected him to be a lot more excited after this little pep talk. I was sure my speech would help him. Is he gonna be okay? No, this is no time to start doubting myself. As his second, I need to cheer him up. So, yeah, Prez, let's make you the champion.
優勝。甘美な響きだな。
Let's do this.
やってやるか。
Just make sure to not get stopped on the second line and you'll pull out a win. He's at least learned some simple feints, so maybe, just maybe he can win. For better or worse, I've got to pull all my eggs in that basket. Or put all my eggs.
よっしゃ。気合だ。気合だ。気合だ。
Prez activates his grab shoes and flies toward first. And this is her second, I'm guessing. This was her attendant or somebody who was close to her. A girl approaches me with a smile on her face. She's wearing a headset, which must mean she's Kairyo's Academy's second. Huh, she doesn't look all that Japanese. Must be from overseas.
どうもこんにちは。
Yeah, definitely not Japanese. Okay. I think I'm actually going to end it here today. Because it's going to be interesting to have the match next time. Again, because I also wanted to say something. To me, the way he was talking with Prez, Shion about all the chance of winning champion, chance of being Shindo, those to me were the red flags. The flags that will spell his doom in a sense. And with his first opponent definitely being the silver haired girl, that makes me feel like, yeah. I unfortunately think this is going to be quite an upset for Masaya. But anyway, I like to do those types of things. try and guess what I think is going to happen. That's unfortunate when it comes to sports, is those types of things will happen. Yeah. So otherwise other than that, I don't know who the second year. No, this is the second year. The first year is against Asuka. But since we know that they aren't a strong school, and that the only person who we know was strong was Inui, which I'm going to call her. It's the only one part of her name I remembered. We know Inui was strong, but we don't know about anybody else. So Asuka might win her first match, and then, which I think would actually be pretty cool to see, because if she wins her first match, then she'll be up against either Shindo or Misaki. No. Shindo, Misaki, or Rika. I forgot about Rika. What? Let me just think of the order here. Yeah. Well, I don't think Rika will be able to beat Shindo though, so we don't know. Have to wait and see. Other than that, the only other person we don't know much about is the masked Skywalker. For now, the only person I can think of going up against the masked Skywalker is Tatooine or Mashiro, because we don't know who they're up against after their first match. Or the winner between the four earlier. The Shindo, Asuka, Misaki and Rika. He or she might go up against them as well. I didn't see the gender, unfortunately, for the Master Skywalker, so let's find out later. But yeah, the second part of the bracket is where most of the people are. Well, we know, actually no, we don't know where Arika and Ganeko are. We don't know where they are in the bracket. They might also be in the first brackets, in the first half of the bracket, which is against Inui, Shion, Mashiro and Tatooine. I feel like that is the proper way to go about it. I feel like Ganeko's in that bracket, whereas I think Arika is possibly in the other side of the bracket. No, yes, she is. She definitely is. Arika is definitely in the second half, because they did mention that the only way they'll fight Mashiro is at the grand finals. So they would have to be at the opposite side of the bracket. And I know they mentioned about not having the same people fighting each other. That would make me think that Ganeko is in the first half of the bracket. That makes it more interesting to me. Because that makes me feel like, okay, I hate doing it this way, and I don't want any confirmations or anything like that either. The way I view this whole tournament going to be is Inui will beat Shion. Tatooine will beat Mashiro. Then Ganeko will beat Tatooine. And then I don't know who Inui would be fighting then, but Inui would then fight Ganeko, and then Inui would beat Ganeko, which would be another upset. And then in the second half of the bracket, we would have... I'm just trying to think now, because obviously I don't know how many people there are in the brackets. But for now, we know it's Rika and Misaki. I think Misaki will beat that, or win that. Then Misaki Shindo will beat that. And then we know that that group is close together. So we know then that Asuka will probably fight up against Shindo if she manages to beat her second match as well, which I feel like actually might be Arika. Arika might be her second match. But the way I'm thinking about the brackets is it just being these 4 schools and that's it. And obviously there's a lot of other members from the Flying Circus members as well, so... But yeah, I feel like that's how I view the bracket going at the moment. And then in the grand finals, I would have Shindo and Inui. And there I think Shindo would win. I had the upset earlier, but I feel like having too many upsets would be a bit not good. But I think having Shindo being known as strongest keeps being the strongest for a while, until at least maybe like the autumn fall tournament. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to see how this is going to pan out. The reason why I like to guess or predict what's going to happen is I like to see how my views would be in how it is written, as well as see how much my estimations are correct. It's something I've gotten from mystery series and things like that. That's why I like mystery a lot, is because of that. I like to guess and see how it goes. But yeah, let's see how it goes next time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts. I'll see you all next time.